You know, when people die in this part of the world, we bury them. Yeah? But there are other ways that people deal with their corpse. Some people burn them, subject the body to intense heat for 2 hours, and turn the dead body into ash. If you've watched the Indian movie, you've seen that a lot. You enter into a sitting room, they will show you a jar full of ash, and they will say, that's my grandmother. So I used to live in a place where they used to burn dead bodies. It was just opposite my house. And so one day, I looked out the window and I saw a black smoke coming from the chimney. Literally smoke from dead body invading the community where we live. It was so bad that if you touch the surface of the table, you would see a black soot. I was concerned because I felt that, guys, we are smoking dead people in this house. So I captured the video and put it on Twitter. Anyways, that was before the ban Twitter. So before I knew it, someone just called me and said, the post you shared had gone viral. What happened was another blog, perhaps the most popular blog in Nigeria, took the story and said, Nifemi Oguntoye of TVC News reported that so crematorium has gone on fire. And then the next thing, the organization was threatening me with a lawsuit that you were the one who did a fake news. I said, no, I did not do a fake news. This was, the original tweet was, you guys, I was calling the attention of health regulatory agencies that how can you, isn't there a way you can fine-tune your process to make it safe for those of us who live with you? So I told them that the problem you have is not with me, it's with this other blog. So here's the few things I learned. From that day henceforth, there was no longer plastic. Number two, I'm still waiting for their lawyers to bring that letters. They didn't come. But you know, journalism is a great cause. It can correct what is wrong in society. But on the other hand, there was someone who did not do due diligence, perhaps did not read my tweet, just saw the video and said, oh, this place was on fire, and quoted me. And by that mistake, they almost turned what should be a good cause to something else. I'm going to share another story with you. Rwanda comes to mind. How many of you have heard about the Rwanda genocide? About 800,000 people were killed in Rwanda. 800 what? 1,000 people. Most of them from the minority tribe they call Tutsi. Someone say Tutsi. What happened? The president of Rwanda, who happens to be from the popular, the majority Hutu, died in a plane crash. They shot down his plane. The president of Burundi was there, and many other top government functionaries. And the next day, somebody went on radio and said, oh, it's the Tutsi, the minority, who killed him. There's been this friction between these two tribes in Rwanda. And the friction started many years ago. You can trace it down to some 1917 thereabout, when the Belgians who colonized them just found interest in the Tutsi, the minority groups. And they felt that they were superior than the Hutus. So they were the one who got the education, who got the good job. So that beef has been there. So the moment someone went around and said, oh, all those Tutsi, they are cockroaches, we must kill them. The next day, people went out on the street, started killing people. To the point where 800,000 people died, now known as the Rwanda genocide. As we speak now, in neighboring DR Congo, there are still Tutsi and Hutu militants. Even though there is peace in the country, there are still, signs and the frailties of the things that happen there. So I said all of this to let you know that fake news has a huge potential to destroy nations. And like our teacher said earlier, do you know that unknowingly, by ignorance, you too can set Nigeria on fire? Somebody can just send you a story and say, this is an example. What did I say? And say Buhari is dead. And the next thing you say, wow, breaking news, I have to be the first to share this story. And you start sharing it. Not knowing that the story was actually referring to a dog in Agege called Buhari that was knocked down by a moving vehicle. I mean, there are stories like that. The most recent news item, did you see the flood in the National Assembly? Yeah. And then I'm sure, I didn't check the papers, but I'm sure the headline could be something like, National Assembly flooded after 27 billion naira. But if you click the story, you will understand that that's not true. The money was budgeted sometime, I think 2017. They approved only about 7 billion, and they've not even released the money. Just yesterday, the Speaker of the Senate, the Senate President, mentioned that even if they're going to release the money, they won't release it to the Senate. They will release it to the FCEA. It had nothing to do with senators. So many of the things that we're fighting over today is what? Fake news.